What's up, friends? Today, Jen and I are taking you all around Denver. We are talking the 8 or 9 best neighborhoods in all of Denver proper. Stick around. How's it going, y'all? My name is Jesse Lynch. I run a real estate team here in the Denver greater metro area. We are called Welcome to Denver. Check out our website, welcometodenver.co. But anyways, this YouTube channel is all about helping you find a place to land here in Denver, a place to call home. And that's whether you're moving here from out of state, we got you, or you're just buying a house here for the first time, that is what we do. So if either of those things sound up your alley, do us both a favor. Subscribe to the channel, click the bell to get notified, give this video a thumbs up, and say what's up in the comments. Today, we are talking best places to live in all of Denver proper, okay? Not best suburbs, not best Boulder suburbs, best places in Denver proper. All right, let's get into it. All right, y'all, right now I'm on the Millennium Bridge, and just that way there is Commons Park, and just on the other side of that is the Highland. There is a ton of foot traffic on this bridge, like people and dogs literally just constantly. I kind of found a clearing, but really beautiful bridge, kind of like a center point for the city. And then if you go right over here, this is sort of the main section of LODO. LODO stands for Lower Downtown, and I really think of it as sort of the main like cultural or happening center of downtown Denver. And LODO is home to Union Depot, really cool spot. Larimer Square, also beautiful. It's got Commons Park, Denver Skate Park, and it's basically right on the edge of where Coors Field is as well. If you want to buy a single family home, LODO is not the spot. There are literally this many of them, I think, at all in LODO. But if you're into condo living and sort of that metropolitan vibe, you can get into LODO for right around $400,000. That's going to be like a studio apartment. And then, you know, like penthouses go all up to like 5 million. I'm sure there's some that are more than that, but that's the highest that's on the market currently. But yeah, for real, LODO, definitely one of my favorite parts of Denver. All right, friends, what I'm gonna say is one of my next favorite neighborhoods in all of Denver proper is Capitol Hill. And yeah, it's home to the Capitol, but it's also home to some of the most beautiful historic homes in all of Denver. This street is a pretty good example of it. I'm at like Emerson and 8th in Capitol Hill, and Capitol Hill definitely feels like one of the most historic neighborhoods. It also feels like one of the most like hipster neighborhoods, and it feels very densely populated. And maybe part of that is because all these houses are so old. Right back here there's kind of this bigger apartment building. I don't know, it might be like 30-40 units or something like that, but there's not a whole ton of parking available. So what you get is a lot of on-street parking. And also this neighborhood seems to be maybe one of the most like renter dense neighborhoods in all of Denver, and it's probably one of the more sort of walkable, kind of feels more like a New York borough. Nobody calls it this but me, but I think of it as sort of the Brooklyn of Denver. If you want to buy something here, you can get into a studio. Like this might be like a basement studio of kind of an older building, and it's going to be on the low end, $200,000, which is for sure one of the cheaper sort of entry points on this list of best neighborhoods. But if you want a single family home in Capitol Hill, basically starts at $1 million. And then one final note that I love about Capitol Hill is that the residential areas and the commercial districts are very woven together.
So for our next neighborhood is our top places to live in Denver. This is a very well-known neighborhood, especially for its price tag in luxurious, beautiful homes. That is the Cherry Creek neighborhood. It has its name because part of the neighborhood does overlook the creek itself. The trail is very popular for cyclists year-round because they do plow it. For most of you, you're going to want to know about the mall. You can see from these houses, they can actually see the Cherry Creek Mall. So you're walking distance to it. It has lots of high-end stores, lots of boutiques, and tons of eatery. So it's really nice to be able to walk just down the street to it. The street that we're on right now is what Cherry Creek is known for. There are some houses to our left worth $10, $12 million. To our right, there was one for sale back there for $4.5 million. And that's incredibly common in this neighborhood. However, you don't have to have $10+ million to buy a home here. Thanks to a bunch of new builds and lots of people moving here, there's about 6,000 to 7,000 in this area right now in this neighborhood, but that is growing. They're putting lots of new builds here. So you can get a really nice 2 or 3 bedroom condo between $600,000 and $700,000 in the Cherry Creek neighborhood and still be walking distance to that Cherry Creek Mall. There's actually some new builds directly across the street from it. So if you want a luxury home, they definitely have that for you here. But if you want a really nice townhome in the Cherry Creek zip code overlooking the creek and the mall, you can do that for $600,000. So to sum up the Cherry Creek neighborhood, it's really known for the mall behind us and it's super, super luxurious, nice looking houses. It's even fun to just take a stroll down here and check them out because you don't see houses like this every day. So when someone tells me they're looking for a luxurious home in Denver, Cherry Creek is definitely the first place to start.
Y'all, this next neighborhood I'm basically gonna say is my favorite neighborhood if what you're looking for is like a proper neighborhood, right? With single family homes, mostly single family homes. I believe it's mostly homes that are owned by people, not a ton of renters. It's quiet. You can see on this street, there's not a ton of cars parked on the road. There's some, but it's not insane. And you can get into a nice single family home in this neighborhood for $700,000. And this neighborhood, Congress Park, it's about as far east as you can get while still being in Denver proper. But it's just gonna be row after row after row of these great craftsman bungalow, some Victorian homes that were built in, the 1920s, the 1930s, and they probably have been renovated several times since then. But this neighborhood maintains that character extremely well. And if you're looking for that quaint, charming neighborhood that still has a ton of conveniences, it's very close to downtown. It's still probably 10-15 minute drive to downtown Denver. There's a very good separation between residential lots and commercial lots. For the most part, it's residential all throughout Congress Park, with the exception of Colorado Boulevard. That's basically where all of the commercial action is going on. And if nothing else, it's hard to argue with getting into a beautifully renovated, historic craftsman style home in Denver proper for $700,000. Hard to argue with that. All right.
guys, my next favorite neighborhood in Denver is going to be Sloan's Lake neighborhood. So we are as far west as you can get in Denver while still living in Denver. So if you are that person that loves the mountains, you like to go skiing, snowboarding every weekend, or biking, hiking in the mountains, this is the closest you can get to that commute. You're also close to Boulder and very, very close to downtown Denver. So Sloan's Lake has that really nice feel of being in the city while not being in the city, if you know what I mean. You can still walk to restaurants, coffee shops, breweries, and then depending on who you are, not everyone will agree with me, but one of the reasons this is my favorite neighborhood is because of this path that goes around the lake. It is 2.6 miles. There is a cement path if you're biking, rollerblading, and then there's also a gravel path. So if you put in lots of miles like myself, whether that's walking or running, the gravel is very forgiving on your joints. Another huge perk is on a beautiful day, it can get crowded on the cement path with lots of bikers, people walking their dogs and families. So you can just go on over to the gravel path and you have it all to yourself. There are lots of reasons that you'd want to be in this neighborhood besides the lake and being close to the mountains. Of course, there's tons of activities. If you don't like the land activities I just talked about, you can go on the lake, go paddle boarding. They have boat races, fishing, they have it all here. If you are from out of state and you don't know people, if you go to Facebook, type in Sloan's Lake and put your favorite hobby after that, there's going to be a Facebook group for it. So lots of meetup activities here, walking distance to lots of places, restaurants, exercise activities. Plus you have affordable housing for Denver. It's not going to be as expensive as some of the other neighborhoods. If you're looking to live right on the lake, these really nice luxurious houses that have lake views and mountain views, you're looking at $1 million up, because those are very, very luxurious houses with beautiful views. However, if you are looking for a 1,000 to 2,000 square foot home for a family, 3 to 5 bedrooms, you can get that for around $700,000 to $800,000. They have awesome bungalows, ranch style homes. You'll also see a lot of scrapes where people are tearing down houses and building their dream home. Now, if you are a young professional, you're moving here alone, you want to live alone, or maybe just with one roommate and a significant other, you can get a townhome or apartment here, about $450,000 to $500,000. You don't have to be paying millions of dollars to live right on Sloan's Lake. You go a couple blocks in and you're gonna find those really nice affordable townhomes. For our next neighborhood is our top neighborhoods in Denver to live. We've gone a little bit southeast to Washington Park neighborhood. And I should make sure you guys take a mental note that if you are going to live here, which if you're watching this video, I hope you will become a local one day, all the locals call it Wash Park. So you have to say Wash Park so you don't look like an outsider. So here we are in Wash Park. Wash Park is ranked year after year in Denver as one of the top parks because it is so well maintained. There's a beautiful, luscious landscaping year round. And this beautiful park living near here does come with a expensive price. The average home here is just over $1 million. So it is a heavy price tag, but if you want to live near this beautiful park, which has been known for decades, where you relax, unwind, and recharge your battery. So if you want to be a part of that, you do not have to have $1 million. There are homes for sale as low as, not homes, I should say, they are apartments and condos for sale as low as $300,000 that are about 10 to 15 minutes walking from here. So you can live walking distance from this park for a much lower price tag. You're just gonna have smaller space. Another really cool part of town that's close to here is South Gaylord Street. If you are into boutique shopping, it is famous for shop after shop after shop of just all boutique shopping. So if you're in town, you want to go out to eat with your family, that is where you're going to go, South Gaylord Street. So if you are walking around this neighborhood, you are going to see some really cool Victorian style homes. This neighborhood is one of the older neighborhoods in Denver. There's also going to be lots of new builds, lots of scraps. and lots of really, really cool craftsman homes. So it's a fun place to bike around, walk around. You'll also see lots of families here, lots of small families starting. So Wash Park itself is a huge park, and the neighborhood surrounding it is expensive, but if you do want to have that more affordable home, just go a little bit further away from Wash Park and you can be walking distance from all the beauty, the landscaping, the beautiful homes. You can have it all here. Neighborhood on our top neighborhoods to live in Denver is going to be the Highlands. To get to the Highlands, it is just north of Lodo. If you're leaving Commons Park, you will cross the Highland Bridge and you are here. This is one of the bigger neighborhoods in Denver with about 10 to 11,000 people. The median home price is going to be $531,000. Now that is going to be a huge range of homes. You can get a very, very small studio apartment here, very affordable, or you can get those really nice high-rise condos, multi-million-dollar homes. So there's everything here. And one thing the Highlands is really known for is going to be its Hispanic cuisine. There are lots of family-owned businesses that bring in regional cuisines from Argentina, Peru, and Mexico. So lots of people come here for a little different flavor. So if you like a ton of variety, then the Highlands is the place for you. Driving through the Highlands, you will see some super old looking but really, really cool Victorian homes. You're also going to see next door there could be a super modern brand new build. So there's a ton of variety as far as the architecture goes here. That includes the restaurants, the breweries, the different types of foods. You can even just see behind me or on this street we have an older building. Directly across the street there's a bunch of new builds right up here, new build apartments. So I personally love the Highlands, but obviously tons of people do, because the Highlands was ranked on the top 5 places in the nation to live if you are a young professional. And that top 5 in the entire nation, that is reflected in why this is one of the bigger neighborhoods in Denver with that 10 to 11,000 people. Lots of people want to live here, lots of new build apartments coming up like this one. So everybody wants to be here. If you are a young professional, you will meet lots of other young professionals that are also from out of state. So it will be easy to find a friend group here.
All right, y'all, and this next one is kind of a two-parter. Right now, I am standing in 5 Points. The 5 Points neighborhood is definitely the most diverse neighborhood of Denver proper, and it's also known or referred to as the Harlem of the West. 5 Points is home to several breweries, restaurants, venues, entertainment venues, and also right over here, Coors Field, home of the Rockies. And the reason that this is a two-parter is because 5 Points overlaps a bunch with the next part, which is the Rhino Art District. Y'all, right now I am in the Denver Central Market, and this is in the Rhino neighborhood. Rhino for sure is one of my favorite spots here in Denver. Again, it's called an art district. That's probably pretty obvious. This is just like an alley. Right over here is the Denver Central Market. There are shops everywhere. There's murals and graffiti and stickers everywhere, and really there's just a dinge to this area that I really enjoy. Rhino is like absolutely littered with old industrial buildings that have since been converted into breweries, distilleries, and then just otherwise cool shop. Rhino is probably one of the most photographed areas in all of Denver. It's also probably one of the most up and coming, which I don't say disparage Rhino, more so to say that there are still some rundown areas. There are still some just vacant lots or homes that are run down. And if I'm being honest, it's just a matter of time before those get gobbled up and turned into something very, very trendy. I don't know if there's anywhere in Denver proper that the path of progress is more evident than Rhino. If you want to get into Rhino and you want to own something, you can get into condos for like as cheap as around $300,000. There's not that many of them, and there are a few single family homes or townhomes around the $500K mark. But if you want to be in something even remotely updated, you're talking 600, 700 and upward. But if you're looking for a trendy area that's up and coming, it's going to have a non-stop flow of things to do, and maybe you're into sort of the dingy industrial vibe, I am. There's not going to be a better place in all of Denver, maybe in all of the US, than the Rhino District in Denver. It is in the Highland neighborhood, super beautiful park, basically like a downtown paradise, I guess you could say. It is where the Platte River and Cherry Creek merge together and start heading that way. And it's super beautiful. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope it was helpful. Hope it helped you narrow down your search. And like always, if you're thinking about moving here, you should definitely get a hold of us any way you can. You can go to welcometodenver.co. You can email us at info@welcometodenver.com, or you can call or text the number that you see on the screen. I really appreciate you watching this, and as you exit the video, please do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, click the bell to get notified, give this video a thumbs up. Seriously, give the video a thumbs up and say what's up in the comments. I look forward to meeting you. We look forward to helping you find a place to land here in the beautiful city of Denver, Colorado. All right, y'all, take it easy. Goodbye.